Yo, shalom, my people. It's your man's Quab, my Ak.
Your brother Shofar in the house.
So we're gonna drop something, man. It's a lot of our people, man. The reason why most of us came out to church because of the tithe thing, the money factor. You know what I'm saying? After that collection plate dropped past you so many times, like that third time, you start feeling kind of funny, like, man, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do this. So that's the biggest thing that got most of us out the church in the first place.
Right.
So now, coming into this thing, one of the first things we find out about is the 501c3. This is like Hebrew 101. Everybody know that the reason why the church is corrupt because they signed the 501c3. Well, come to find out, it's a lot of Israelites who doing this very same thing. They getting into signing this 501c3. Now, why would any of our people sign this thing? You guessed it, money. Same thing the church is doing.
That's right.
Money. Let's get a quick script on that. Let's get 1 Timothy 6 and 10.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Read that again.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
For the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, I know most of these pastors in these churches had good intentions when they first started off.
That's right.
They had very good intentions. We're going to do this and do this and this. But trying to do it the right way, it don't get you a lot of money. It don't get you a lot of fame. It don't get you a lot of fanfare if you do things the right way. So these people then got snared with for the love of money. Read on.
Wow. Some coveted after. They have erred from the faith.
Now, so covering it after it, you err from the faith. You get on something else. We see it happening right before our eyes. This thing has presented itself to us about 8 times in the last month. And we got people talking about it's okay to sign it. 501c3, it's alright, man. Like, they obviously, we're going to try to give them the benefit of the doubt. They haven't really read it, or they just ignorant to the fact of what this thing really, really says. But some of this, we just think it's just flat out wicked what some of these brothers is doing. Because if you go back 5 years ago when most of us got into this thing, Ox and elders was completely against tithing. Completely against it. Full-fledged. No. Pimps in the pulpit. These dudes is pimping these people. Now look at these dudes. They on a whole nother tune. Completely them flipped. Go ahead, read.
And pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But you, O man of the Most High, flee these things.
Do what?
Flee these things.
Go to them.
Flee these things.
Flee these things. So we know right here off the top, he's telling us to flee away from filthy lucre, from filthy money, from trying to get unjust gain. See, these dudes is just like Balaam. They done got blinded with trying to get worldly gains. It's sad, man, but it's a lot of people falling for this thing. And when we get to reading what's in this thing, y'all need to go to y'all elders and check them out. And if they under this, you better get from under them flat out, because it ain't right.
Got another script for you, my brother.
Yeah.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desires a good work. A bishop then must be blameless.
Must be what?
Must be blameless.
He must be blameless. Read on.
Drop down to verse 3. Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre.
Not greedy of filthy lucre. See that? It's the same thing. You can't be greedy for this. Again, so if y'all go back and look at these cats' videos from 4 or 5 years ago, and you see them saying something completely opposite of what they saying now, look at that. That something ain't right. Something done happened between these years. Something done flipped. Where dudes is talking about it's alright to take these people money now. I mean, it's the same spirit that the church got. But these dudes are supposed to be more learned than this. As if the Most High don't know this. What you doing? What is that, Isaiah 29, where he says these people... Like Isaiah 29 and 15, I think. Like hide they counsel.
Correct. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Most High.
So a lot of these dudes just thinking that they getting by and sneaking and doing what they doing. You ain't hiding nothing from him. He already know. Before you decided to do this, he already knew you was going to do it. You misleading these people the same way the pastors is doing. Y'all might as well go get a church. Put on a shiny silk suit.
Nice two-piece joint.
And do the same thing, man. Y'all might as well do the exact same thing. Pure madness. Read on.
And their works are in the dark. And they say, who sees us?
The Most High sees you doing this wicked, this evil, covering after money. Finish that out.
And who knows us?
And who knows us? Let's get Ezekiel 22, 25.
Classic scripture.
You know, most people just like to attest this to pastors, but this is Israelites as well. Go ahead.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 22 and verse 25. There is a conspiracy.
What's the meaning of conspiracy?
To a more gathered to hide or pour forth counsel together in secret.
See that? It's a conspiracy, not only with these pastors and preachers, also with these Israelites. They are part of this thing as well. They've been infiltrated and took. We're seeing it happen. Again, we don't know that all of these brothers don't know no better, but some of these brothers know. And if you read this thing and you still signed it, you just signed a contract with death and hell. Flat out. Because when we read this thing and show y'all all of the things that you can't do, you're going to know you just flat out wicked. Read on.
There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion, raving in the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things.
Taken what?
They have taken the treasure and precious things.
Unjust gain. He took the treasures and the precious things. Go ahead.
They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the set apart and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Shabbats, and I am profane amongst them.
Here go the key verse, read.
Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves raving in the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls.
To do what?
To get dishonest gain.
All comes back to money. The only reason why anybody would sign the 501c3 is to get money. That's the only reason. because you can take all that tithe money, all them offerings, tax-free, comes directly to you. You don't got to get up government nothing. When the Messiah gave us the example, Hamashiach said, render to Caesar what's Caesar's and give the Most High what's his. He paid his taxes.
But they turn around trying to get tax exemption. Shows you what time it is, Israel.
Exactly. Let's go into your joint, right?
So once again, this is not an attack on none of our brothers. This is to bring forth enlightenment and edification, so that us Israelites that's serious about this truth can be aware that we are indeed at war with the beast, and the beast is making war with us. And one of the tools that it used is the filthy lucre, the money. Once again, like my op was bringing out, there's no way that this system that is designed off of tax money, that taxes from every aspect of life, that they would allow you to not pay taxes. It has to be some strings and stipulations attached. So let's get into this 501c3. Let's take a look at the two classifications of the 501c3. Read that for the people.
Okay.
That part right there.
All right.
This section right here.
The public.
Yeah, the public charity.
The public support must be fairly broad, not limited to few individuals or families. Public charities are defined in the Internal Revenue Code under Section 509A 1 through 509A 4.
So out of these two, we're not going to read the second classification, but it's basically for foundations that basically take money and give it to other foundations. Churches fall under this first category right here. Let's read this part right here, the highlighted section where it pertains to churches and any religious organization.
Here we go. Churches, however, have specific requirements to obtain and maintain tax-exempt status.
So churches have specifics. There is a guideline that is put together by this beast system that they must abide by. Read.
These are outlined in IRS Publications 1828, Tax Guide for Churches and Religious Organizations. This guide clearly outlines activities allowed and not allowed by churches under the 501c3.
Read that again, brother. So this is for our people to you have to get this into your system, people. They have guidelines for anybody that files under here that you must follow. You have to follow this thing. If not, you won't receive this exemption. Read that again for the people.
This guide clearly outlines activities allowed and not allowed by churches under the 501c3 designation. A private non-profit organization, Guidestar, also provides reputable and detailed results for web-based searches to verify information on 501c3 organizations.
Now this is a deep aspect, Israel. Now we know when we came into this truth, we was about hitting these precepts and finding out, like my aunt always point out about the people behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? What's the name of that organization that follows the 501c3? Read that again.
Oh, a private non-profit organization, Guidestar.
Guidestar. We know that within Scripture, the term star designates angels,
right,
whether it be the righteous angels of the Most High or the fallen. We know that this system is specifically under the fallen angels and the adversary. So let's get a precept for that.